I was created to be a legend, co-signing myself when I need credit. I'm trained to go, I don't need direction. Swallow your pride if you need a beverage. I told my team I'm the secret weapon. I got them juiced like they eating breakfast. It's going down to the opposition. They not looking good, but stay optimistic. You ready? You ready? You ready? It's going down. Battle is over with gun. And I will not stop till I won. It's going down. It's going down. The pressure be getting us on. But me, I'm number one. It's going down. The battle is already begun. And I will not stop till I won. It's going down. It's going down. The pressure be getting us on. But me, I'm number one.
Should you buy a CFMOTO Z10 for your collection to ride on? We took this beast through West Virginia mountains, trails, 307 miles on our vacation last week. So in this video, we're gonna give you some rip it footage. We did have some failures. You're gonna see that in this footage. We did end up with a flat tire. And throughout the video, I'm gonna pop in and we're gonna talk about some of the things that we did to this machine, as well as some of the things that you should do to this machine to bring it to life. So guys, let's get into today's video. Stay tuned. So first I want to talk about the message that pops up on the screen when you're shifting. It gives you a shifting error. When that happens, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. But there's an easy fix to it. You can keep on driving, make sure your shifter is locked in, make sure you're locked in gear. You can keep driving, but all that is a simple cable adjustment on the transmission. It's very easy to adjust. You want to put your shifter in neutral, and then all it's going to need is just a little turn on the adjustment nuts, either left or right. It just depends. It can be out either way. But just do one turn one way, see if it shifts better. If you're having a hard time getting it into park, like this one did have hard time getting it into park, and people are even breaking the shifters off. That's a big problem. The shifters are snapping off, but I have a feeling it's because it's hard to get into park and you gotta jam the shifter and then you're breaking stuff. Never jam your shifter. If it won't shift, try something different. Try to move the machine, rock the machine, then try to shift it. Don't never force it because you're going to break something, whether it be a cog in the transmission, a shift fork, the shifter itself, the cable. You're going to break something. Never jam it. So it's just a simple, easy fix. Every machine needs adjustments from the factory. This is what your dealer is supposed to do. That's why they charge you the setup fees that you're paying outrageously for. So make sure that they're doing that. Another thing, I want to talk about the R.N.G Hellraiser clutch kit. It is available on our website, www.rngperformance.net, along with the side mirrors that we have and the light. This roof here is a CFMOTO roof. I'm not a huge fan of the little window that they give you. It doesn't fit right. It's kind of bowed out. It's ugly. So I will probably be changing that roof when Super ATV comes out with something. Stay tuned to our website because we'll have that stuff available. those 307 miles of having the CFMOTO Z10, listen, I didn't want to get out of the thing. It's amazing. It's amazing, especially since I clutched it, put our Hellraiser clutch kit in there. It really woke it up and put the power to the ground. And yes, I'm very guilty of going pretty fast up those mountains in those corners. And with my Mickey Thompson Baja tires that we put, these are 32-inch, they're truck tires, so they are very heavy for a side-by-side, and it will spin those things like it's going out of style with our clutch kit. No problem putting the power to the ground with these. It handled these flawless. I had zero belt slip. I had no clutch lag. I had good engine braking down the hills. I had good belt grip, good belt temperatures. We're checking everything out there because I used this weekend as part of a testing weekend. So it handled these tires awesome. I will tell you this. I feel like the sweet spot is 23 pounds in the rear and 20 pounds in the front air pressure. You could even soften that a little more if you're on some rockier terrain. But for the road, I felt that it really hugged the road really well. These tires by themselves, I did take the wheel spacers off because it was a little too much. I only did that for footage and stuff. 76.5 width with the 2-inch wheel spacers that we sell and these wheels. If you use those 2-inch wheel spacers with the stock wheels, it'll put you about 70 inches wide, give or take. I did take them off with these wheels. With these wheels, I'm 71.5 inches wide with just the wheels. So the stance and the stability is really awesome. You could easily crank these shocks up and get some more ride height if you want, but it's a fast machine. You want to keep a center of gravity a little on the lower side if you're ripping corners and stuff. The 32s really look really good on this machine. I really think they do the truck tires, and they perform pretty good in the trails and everything. In the mud, not so much. I would need to air them down a little bit more because it was a little slippy, slidey in the mud. In the rocks, it was fine, plenty of grip. I could creep in low gear, and the comfort mode, the dial indicator on the steering wheel, oh, how I hated that design, and I still think it's dumb, but let me tell you right now, I found myself reaching my thumb down there and going click, click, and putting it in comfort mode in the trails quite a lot. Those of you who are interested in our clutch kit and you want to know, hey, we know it's a Hellraiser clutch kit, how does it do in comfort mode? Is it still too wild for the kids, for the wife, blah, blah, blah? No, when you put this thing in comfort mode, even with our clutch kit, it dials it way back, and it's a dream to, guys, listen, if you don't have one, I'm not telling you to go buy one because I always say never buy the first year. Technically, this ain't the first year, technically, but I only got a few hundred miles on it, so let me have it a year before I tell you yay or nay. Because I don't want to hear your butt hurt in the comments because I'm saying I like this thing and you go and buy one, you have all kinds of problems with it. It's new. There's bound to be some kind of bugs out there, right? I think I'm going to go buy a second one. I'll tell you that, okay? I'm not paid, endorsed, sponsored in any way, shape, or form with CFMOTO. CFMOTO doesn't do anything with me. They stay far away from me, and I stay far away from them, but I buy their Chinese crappy machines because I love their machines, and I love the price point. That brings me to the next thing. The price point of the CFMOTO Z10. I think it's a little too high. And here's the reason why. You can go and buy a Can-Am. I know all you Can-Am lovers are going to thank me for saying this, but you can go buy a Can-Am for like $22K right now. 200 horse. 200 horse. Yeah.
Ready?
On.
On three. When I go say go, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, go.
I paid $27 and I didn't even have the option whether I wanted the bumpers and stuff like that or not. I did add the roof. I personally think that bumper is ugly, not worth the money. Side kickers, we put them to good use this weekend, I promise. And the rear bumper, it seems to be okay. It's okay, but that front bumper, a little ugly and overpriced. And I'd like to have the option whether I want a front bumper or not, because I probably wouldn't have went with that. Just saying. What else? Staying cool. How's the cab heat in this machine? Does it get hot in there? In the 307 miles I rode it this weekend, I did not feel a single ounce of cab heat. In fact, there was a couple of times when I got caught in the rainstorm, I was wishing and praying that I had cab heat because I was a little cold. But then memory kicked in and I said, you know, it's going to be 90 plus degrees out sometime soon, and that no cab heat existence is awesome. Even when we were going slow in the trails, no cab heat. Now the fan, I didn't even hear the fan, not once, but I will say this. We kept up pace pretty well, so air was flowing through that radiator just fine. Air does flow. Listen, the aerodynamics of this machine, it does come across there. Okay, and it does fly in there. So I didn't hear the fan kick on not once, except for when I shut the machine off. Every time I shut the machine off, the fan kicks on for a second. Don't know why. A lot of machines do that. My Kawasaki does that. Probably just something that they don't want to heat soak the radiator maybe. I don't know, but that's the only time the fan kicked on is when I was stopped and turned it off. It would kick on for, I don't know, a couple seconds and go back out. So shifting, I did have some problems with the shifting, the error on the screen. Another problem is the CarPlay, the Apple CarPlay. I had it connected, it was working for a couple of minutes, and then it just no longer will connect. Even right now, I can't get it to connect, it won't do anything. And I know some other people were having some issues with that, so maybe CFMOTO will come out with some sort of an update for it. But as of right now, mine does not work. And it would have been real nice to have my maps up there instead of holding my phone on my lap the whole time. You feel me? Let's see, what else? What else do I not like about the machine? I'm gonna say, I don't like the small bed, okay? With that being said, this machine is designed more for dunes and kind of fast driving. But people want to be able to put a cooler. I guess you could put a small cooler back there, or even a Milwaukee pack-out box back here just fine. Something small, but I would really like to see from here back as a bed, you know, like every other side-by-side on this planet. Other than that, I mean, am I complaining? No, because I can still get something back here. It's fine. I do like the attachment points they have for the anchors, the aluminum anchors that we sell. Plenty of points there, so you could even mount something up here. This kind of flat deck here, you could mount something up here, something down here. Like me, I mounted the whip lights that we sell on our website, www.rngperformance.net, to the anchors right here and ran the wires, and it works good. I think these bolts are for tire carrier. Let's see, what's something that I like about it? I like the fact that I got in it and didn't want to get out of it. And we spent 8 to 12 hours a day in the machines without getting out, stopping aside from lunch or gas. We did conduct a fuel test. I'll talk about that just in a second. The seats are super comfortable, but I will say this. If you're doing technical trails and you're coming up over a hill and you want to be able to see the hill, you have to sit up in the seat to look over, because it is hard to look over. That part I didn't like too much in the trails, but it also didn't bother me that much. So you are kind of leaning back in the seats. It's very comfortable. I mean, super comfortable seats. This side-by-side is the most comfortable side-by-side I've ever driven. I've driven the Can-Ams, I've driven this, I've driven every CFMOTO possible, the Kawasaki Ridge, and the KRX, they're a complete different animal, and they do sit a little differently. I like how this kind of lays you back, and you're I'm telling you, you do not want to get out of it when you're in it. Once you're in it, you want to stay in it, and we did. 4 days, and it rained most of that time, so we weren't driving. And to do 300 miles, that's a ton of like a ton of side-by-side driving. It will get up to speed and it will cruise speed. If you're a road cruiser, this is the machine for you. If you're a road cruiser, this is the machine for you. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a die-hard road cruiser. I like to cruise back windy, curvy roads. We were cruising the highway at 60, easy, 70, easy. It'll even hold 80 just the whole way. Just hold it and cruise it, and it's comfortable, like a car. The fuel test. Okay, the fuel test we conducted over the weekend. I used the same pump at camp, same exact pump, same nozzle, same hose, same all of it. And I filled this full until the nozzle clicked. I pulled it out, put it in the pump, we left. We came back, I did a Facebook post for the exact numbers. I can't remember the exact numbers, but we used 7.7 something gallons. And we drove 151 miles, which gave us like 19.8 something miles per gallon. And that was with me staying in its throat and then the RPMs pretty well and, you know, spinning the tires and romping on it on the highway and cruising the highway and the trails and the hills that we was climbing and the rocks and everything that we was doing. I got back to camp. I stuck the same pump in there, click, and that's where I got the 7.7 whatever gallons it was. I did a Facebook post on the exact numbers, so look for that, R.N.G. on Facebook. So with that being said, I only did that test one time. If you guys are interested, I'll do it maybe 2 or 3 more times in the same day, same pump, all that stuff, and we'll really get a baseline, and maybe I'll just cruise it like the average person would, just cruise and be easy on it. That's gonna be hard for me because this thing puts down a lot of freaking torque and it's fun to drive. But if you guys want to see it and this video gets enough likes, I'll do it. I'm trying to cram everything into this video, all the questions everybody's asking me. Seat belts, very comfortable, definitely fat guy friendly. I don't like how it's 64 inches wide with this power output. I think 64 inches wide with this power output is slightly on the dangerous side if you don't know what you're doing. For me, I can sling it around no problem, but I've been driving this stuff all my life, so I know what I'm doing. With the wheels or our wheel spacer kit that we sell and offer, that'll give you a nice extra stance and you can get that extra stability. 70 inches is pretty good. 72 is the ticket for this kind of power output. And will it keep up with the Can-Am X3 XRS 200 horsepower machine? I just wanted to point out to everybody that the Z10 does go all the places the Can-Am will go. So, I mean, we're definitely trying that out this weekend just to make sure that the CFMOTO can go the same places the Can-Am X3 XRS 200 horsepower machine can go. And I also wanted to point out to everybody that we're only using about 5 horsepower right now. So, you know, you're not all the time using the full 200 or 150 horsepower. You know what I mean? Well, guys, I hope that takes care of all of your questions and what I think about the CFMOTO Z10. I could nitpick it just like every other YouTuber did to get the clicks and the views. I don't want to nitpick it though, because you know what? I bought it knowing that it has these stupid looking fins and they're kind of growing on me a little bit. So I'm not going to nitpick it. Everybody to each their own. If you don't like the way it looks, don't frickin' buy it. It's that simple. I do like the intake and the radiator and everything being back here. I just like that. I don't know why I like that, but I like that. It gets a lot of airflow. It's out of the way of the mud, the rocks, the dirt, all of that. All them miles and that radiator, you can look in there clean. And they crammed all that stuff in the back, okay? But there's still a ton of room to get to anything that you could ever dream about getting to back there. I got no complaints. And this back panel here, some screws, some Allen Torx, I should say, Torx screws. And this back panel comes right off and wham, bam, there you are, thank you, ma'am. I can't complain about that. If they would have did all this and made everything crazy tight and you can't wrench on it, and it's hard to get to, then I could see complaining about it. But when they thought this through very well, packed all this back here, still gave you a lot of room, kept all the mud and dirt and rocks out of the radiator, kept the heat out of the cab, and it's still this easy to turn a wrench on, I'm sorry, guys. I have to get behind that with them. Because, yeah, the no bedroom sucks, but I'll give up a cooler for all the other benefits any day of the week. There's plenty of small coolers you can pack drinks in. Not everybody needs to take 24 cans of Trail Pops with them, okay? I hope this answered all your questions, guys. Peace out. God bless. We'll see you in the next one. What do I think of the Z10? I love it. Stay tuned, because if we break it, whatever breaks, we'll let you know. We're not paid, we're not sponsored, we're not endorsed, and we don't work for a dealer that wants to sell them to you. So we're going to keep it honest and real.